It's dark times for the people of Hyrule. The evil wizard Aghanim has captured the 6 maidens as well as Princess Zelda in hopes of opening the sacred realm. We open with Link getting an urgent message to hurry to Zelda's aid at Hyrule Castle. Sneaking around, Link finds his uncle injured, who then passes the sword to him. Exploring the dark depths of the castle, Link eventually finds Princess Zelda, who informs him that she must head to the sanctuary to hide from the wizard's clutches. Continuing to sneak around, Zelda follows close behind as Link guides her to safety, and upon reaching the sanctuary, he is briefed on his next mission. Leaving the sanctuary, Link sets off to find the 3 pendants and the Master Sword. This game overall plays very similar to that of the original Legend of Zelda for NES. You roam around a huge open world and are free to explore. However, this is the first time in the series where a bit of linearity was introduced. Now, each dungeon must be completed in a specific order, whereas in the original Legend of Zelda, you could do the dungeons in pretty much any order you wanted. As for the bosses, they are quite challenging. Take the boss of the 3rd dungeon, for example. Moldorm is the boss of the mountain tower. The goal is to hit Moldorm's tail to cause damage, and the more you hit it, the faster he begins to move around the room. Overall, it seems like an easy premise, but there's one little detail I haven't mentioned. What is that detail, you may ask? Well, if you start the fight and inflict a good bit of damage but fall back down to the previous floor, you have to start the fight all over again. I remember playing through this fight for the first time and it was so annoying. Anybody relate to this? No? Just me? Okay. Anyway, after defeating Moldorm and exploring other life-threatening dungeons, Link makes his way to the Lost Woods, where he is finally able to pick up the Blade of Evil's Bane, the Master Sword. Upon picking up the legendary sword, Link heads back to the sanctuary where he discovers that the princess has been kidnapped by Aghanim. Climbing up to Hyrule Castle Tower, Link encounters wave after wave of Hyrule Castle knights, and after climbing 7 floors, Link finally comes face to face with the evil wizard Aghanim. As the fight begins, you aren't able to cause damage to Aghanim, but you can deflect his magic back to him, and after enough hits, he will draw Link into another world. Get a good look at your new map because there are 7 more dungeons to do, and this is where true puzzle solving begins because you're going to be going in and out of the Dark World a lot. In the end, it's going to take determination and skill if you plan to conquer the Dark Palace, Swamp Palace, Skull Woods, Thieves Town, Ice Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock. And after saving all the maidens and Princess Zelda, the barrier is finally broken and the way is open to face the master behind it all, Ganondorf. This dungeon tests everything from enemies to use of items to even refighting some of the bosses. And yes, there will even be a rematch with the infamous Moldorm, but at this point Link is much more powerful, so taking him down will be a piece of cake, hopefully. After making your way to the top of the tower, Link comes face to face once again with Aghanim, and the fight is just like last time, only he creates 2 false clones of himself. After once again deflecting his magic back at him, Aghanim falls to defeat and the true master arises. This fight is a fight to save Hyrule and the Sacred Realm. Ganon begins by teleporting around the room and throwing his trident. The fight itself is pretty basic, as all you have to do is slash Ganon with your sword, but as the fight drags on, Ganon begins to change up his attacks. He begins to summon fire around the room and attempt to damage Link as much as possible. And then he brings out a tactic using the original Zelda. He vanishes while moving around the room attacking from random directions. The only way to see him is to light the torches and blast him with a silver arrow. After enough hits, Ganondorf will finally fall to defeat. Upon beating the King of Evil, Link heads inside the open passageway where he is granted 1 wish upon the Triforce. This game was so much fun to go back and revisit. I originally got this game for Christmas, and playing it again just brought back those fond memories. But little did I know that many years later, we would be getting a sequel. Take a look at what's to come.